The days of the Nintendo Entertainment System was a glorious period for gaming. The console was a massive step up from other systems that preceded it, such as the Atari's 2600 and the Intellivision. One way it proved itself superior was its sound capabilities. Before the NES, most home video game console systems didn't have a dedicated sound chip, so really you were lucky to get any music at all, and even then it was primitive at best. The NES changed that with its 2A03 sound chip consisting of 2 pulse waves, a triangle wave, a noise channel, and the 1-bit DPCM channel for playing audio samples, though it wasn't used much. Many of the composers from this era made the most of the sound chip, striving to make music that would keep the player engaged and in high spirits. As a result, some of gaming's best and most iconic themes were a product of this time period. And for my 500 subscriber special, I'll be taking a look at some of my favorite songs that came from the NES. Before I do, however, I'd like to establish some ground rules. First thing, this list will only cover pieces that were made on the default 2A03 chip, so Famicom exclusive expanded sound chips like Konami's VRC 6 and 7 and Namco's 163 won't be counted. I'll also be excluding NES-style pieces that were composed after the console's lifespan, so unfortunately I won't be including any music from games like Mega Man 9 and 10. Lastly, I won't be including songs from games I haven't played, so if there's an NES-era song that's not on here, odds are I simply haven't heard it. With all that said and done, enjoy the 8-bit awesomeness to follow. Double Dragon's a clunky yet classic beat-em-up series by Technos that popularized the genre in the arcade and later came home in various home consoles and computers. The trilogy is well known on the NES for its fantastic music, especially the final boss theme from Double Dragon 2. However, as much as I wanted to put that song on the list, I feel like the title theme from the original game deserves that spot best. Anyone who's played Double Dragon knows this song. It's the iconic theme of the series that's appeared in every Double Dragon game, except for whatever the hell the arcade version of Double Dragon 3 was going for. It would later get 2 equally awesome remixes in The Revenge and The Sacred Stones, but for me, the original just has more spirit to it, if that makes sense. This is a song that really gets me in the mood of, hell yeah, let's kick some Shadow Warrior ass and save Marion! What's even better, this song also plays when you're storming Willie's fortress in the final act of the game, and when you're fighting the man himself. So for the song's lasting power and its tone, I just had to put it on here, even if it isn't as technically impressive as some of the other entries on this list. As far as I know, Konami was one of the first NES developers to take advantage of the sound chip's DPCM channel, notably in Contra with its use of percussion drum samples instead of just relying on the noise channel. That already gives the soundtrack an edge, but back when I played this game in middle school, it was the theme that played in levels 2 and 4 that really stuck out to me. Something about the rhythm and the general feel of the song really made it stand out. Or maybe it's only because, for the longest time, this was as far as I could get. Still, I'll at least have the fond memories of tearing through the corridors whenever this scene comes up. This next entry comes from RoboCop 3, part of a rather questionable trend of taking violent adult movies and marketing the merchandise for said movies to kids. But I digress. Here's the game's title theme. It starts out pretty chill, like some kind of 8-bit guitar solo. Then BAM! Assuming your ears survive that sudden gratitude, you get to enjoy a damn awesome title theme, courtesy of none other than Jerome Tell. I'd say this is arguably some of his best work. The composition's not all that complex, but it sounds so impressive coming out of this sound chip. And no, those drum sounds you're hearing aren't samples, they were made from the triangle wave, which was really creative and helps this theme stand above and beyond a lot of other NES themes. Though, between you and me, I prefer the Commodore 64 version. Yes, the main theme of the original Legend of Zelda is on this list. However, I'm not referring to the overworld version. It's actually the tile theme version I'm talking about. Man, there are a lot of tile themes on this list now when I look at it. I guess the composers really wanted a good first impression for the game, and it really shows here. This piece opens with a lovely square wave, and from there transitions into the iconic melody. As much as I enjoy the sense of adventure conveyed by the overworld theme, I feel like the tile theme does a better job of representing the game as a whole. It's epic, ambient, and kind of mysterious too. I like it a lot. Coming from another two great European composers, Symphone and Geophone, this is downright insane stage theme from the Harder Than Hell Silver Surfer. If you can last longer than 5 seconds in this game, your real reward is having more time to hear this epic theme. It's so perfect for this scenario. You're a dude surfing through space, fighting all sorts of monsters in a frantic struggle to not die in one hit. The theme also uses the same triangle wave percussion trick as in the RoboCop 3 title theme, which again helps it sound even better. Even if this game is nearly impossible, it's nice to hear the Fallen Brothers put a lot of effort into it. Oh god damn it, I died again! Don't even bother to pretend that you didn't see this one coming. Anyone who's familiar with the NES era knows this song. This little theme from the original Super Mario Bros. Is probably the most iconic song in gaming. It's actually a fairly simple piece, but it's catchy, it's with you for nearly the whole game, and you'll never forget it. This is a song that established the standards for music on the NES and for video games in general. Of course, there are a few songs I like more than this one. Continuing the trend of difficult games with great music, I give you Unbreakable Determination from Ninja Gaiden. The original NES trilogy had an overall great soundtrack, but out of 3 games worth of great music, I have to go with this theme from the original game. At this point in the game, it's already getting hard. Heck, maybe you're thinking of calling it quits. But believe me, when you hear this heroic tune, you'll find the will to keep going. This song also gets an extended version in the game's credits, which is really cool. Not much more I can say. This song's just plain awesome. Remember back when I said that samples were rarely used in NES games? That was because they usually took up a lot of space. Most developers that did use samples usually only used them for drum samples for better percussion, certainly nothing melodic. One notable exception was the awesome Journey to Silius by Sunsock, which used bass samples in the majority of its music. However, there's one case of sample usage that's really mind-blowing, from a little game called Skater Guide 2: The Search for Double Trouble. Okay, so the voice samples may be a little cheesy, but they're still impressive for the NES. It's when the guitars kick in that this piece really comes to life. I mean, seriously, this must have taken up half the space on the cartridge. I don't know how he did it, but Rob Hubbard truly pushed the NES to its limits and beyond with this type of theme. The Mega Man series is close to my heart, though unfortunately that makes it really hard to pick from 6 games worth of great music, especially with standouts like Electroman's theme from the original, the iconic first Wily stage theme from Mega Man 2, the second Cossack stage theme from 4, a good number of the Robot Master themes from 6, and the criminally underrated Wily stage theme from Mega Man 5. However, I had to limit myself to just one, and in the end, it wasn't as hard as I thought. It's frackin' awesome! It may be short, but there is such a great composition here. This theme honestly would be too out of place as a final boss theme. Assuming it starts in the fast part, of course. This piece is simply amazing, and the finest representation of Mega Man music one could ask for. However, there is one piece of NES music I like more. There were a lot of awesome NES pieces that I sadly could not fit onto this list, so here's some honorable mentions. So what could beat out all of those previous themes as my favorite song on the NES? Well, the song in question is from Super Dodgeball, which was made by Technos, the same guys behind Double Dragon. If you can defeat Team USSR without losing any of your players, you get to fight an extra final boss. Yourselves. Pitted against a Shadow clone version of your team, and now you've got to kick their shadow asses all while this glorious theme plays. Nothing screams final battle like this piece does. It's also a fairly impressive length at a minute and a half. To be honest, I really don't know how to describe it in a way that would do it justice. It's simply an amazing song, and my favorite one in the NES library. Till next video.